Greetings, and welcome to the Lilly Lectures. I'm your guide, William Lilly, and today our topic revolves around a question that many of our listeners may find quite compelling: the pursuit of wealth and fortune. Whether you're a king, a noble, a priest, or a layman, the cosmos holds the key to unraveling the mysteries of prosperity. So let's dive in. The central question is whether the Querent shall be rich or have a competent fortune, by what means they shall attain it, the time when, and if it shall continue. To answer this, we will look at the sign ascending on the cusp of the second house, its lord, the planet or planets in that house, or aspecting the lord of that house or its cusp. Also, consider the part of fortune, the sign and place where it is placed, and how it is aspected by the planets. The part of fortune itself emits no rays or casts any aspect to any planet, just like the north node or south node. First, if you find the planets all angular, it is one good sign of substance. If they are in succedent houses, direct and swift in motion, it is also a good sign. If the planets are in good houses, direct, and moderately dignified in essential dignities, it is a hopeful argument of an estate. Please remember, these rules are general. If the lord of the ascendant or the moon and the lord of the second house are corporally joined together, or if they have friendly aspects to the lord of the second, or if Jupiter and Venus cast their trine or sextile, or are in conjunction with the part of fortune, or if the lord of the second is in the ascendant, or the moon, or the lord of the ascendant is in the second, or if any planet transfers the light and virtue of the lord of the second to the lord of the ascendant, or if benevolent planets cast their sextile or trine to the cusp of the ascendant or the part of fortune, or any fixed star of the nature of Jupiter and Venus ascending with the cusp of the second, or if the part of fortune is in conjunction with or near such a fixed star, or if Jupiter, who is the natural significator of substance, or Venus, who is naturally a fortune or the north node, is in the second, and no malefic planet casts its aspect upon them, or if you find all planets direct and swift in motion, the Querent shall not fear poverty, for they will be competently rich or have a sufficient fortune to subsist on, and the magnitude of their estate shall be greater or lesser according to the major testimonies, which you are carefully to examine of those significators that naturally resolve the question. And in this inquiry, you must remember to take notice of the quality of the person inquiring. So how to achieve it? When you have thoroughly examined the chart and determined that the questioner will have wealth or come to possess riches, the next inquiry is how they will obtain it, by whom, or through what means. In this regard, you should note that if the lord of the second house is in the second house itself, the Querent will acquire an estate through their own labor and personal industry. If the lord of the second house is placed in the ascendant, they will unexpectedly come into a fortune or attain it without much effort. If the lord of the second house or the moon indicates wealth through their aspect with each other, you must consider the house that the aspect is formed with, or the house that the moon rules. If neither of these promises wealth, then examine the part of fortune, the house it is in, and the house ruled by its dispositor. If the assisting planet or the one promising an increase in fortune is the lord of the ascendant, the Querent will personally advance their own fortune through diligence. If the questioner is of humble status or a tradesman, their fortune will come through the sweat and labor of their own hands, their own ingenuity, care, and hard work. No king will grant them fortune. However, if the assisting planet is the lord of the second house, the Querent will enhance their estate through the growth of their own capital, skillful management of their personal fortune, and engaging in trading activities aligned with their natural inclinations or opportunities that arise in their life's journey, considering the nature of the planet's sign placement. If the fortunate planet ruling the third house supports the lord of the second house, the cusp of the second house, or the part of fortune, the querent will receive assistance in acquiring an estate from an honest neighbor, a relative such as a sibling, or through a journey they undertake or by relocating to the direction indicated by the lord of the third house, or if they are physically connected with the significator of wealth. If the fortunate planet or significator is the lord of the fourth house or placed in the fourth house, the querent will attain wealth through the assistance of their father, if alive, or through the support of an older person, such as a grandfather. This could also come from acquiring farmland, properties or hereditary possessions, skillful management of ancestral assets, or borrowing money from relatives. If the lord of the fifth house promises wealth, then means of attainment include gambling or entertainment for a gentleman or courtier, such as playing, cards, dice, or participating in sports and pastimes. For an ordinary person asking the question, it could involve running a tavern, inn, or pub, working as a doorkeeper or porter for a gentleman. If the lord of the fifth house is strong, it indicates benefits derived from the father's estate or through establishing connections and alliances. If the lord of the sixth house or the significator or assisting planet is in the sixth house and the sign on the cusp of the sixth house is human, the querent may expect gains through the labor of good servants. If a king or prince asks the question, it suggests that their subjects will assist them with subsidies, loans, or other financial support. If a nobleman or gentleman inquires, they will increase their estate through leasing properties and wise management of their assets by stewards, bailiffs, and trusted individuals acting on their behalf. If the question comes from a farmer or agriculturalist, they are advised to focus on dealing with small livestock, such as sheep, goats, pigs, or rabbits. If a scholar asks the question, they are advised to pursue a career in medicine, as they will thrive through the salaries earned from treating the sick and afflicted. If the lord of the seventh house supports the lord of the second house, the cusp of the second house, or the part of fortune, or the planet posited in the second house, the querent can expect God's blessing through a wealthy and good spouse or the assistance of a loving woman. Similarly, if a gentleman asks the question, their fortune may come through military service, involvement in wars, legal matters, or successful business transactions facilitated by their network of acquaintances, especially if they are engaged in trade or commerce. If the lord of the eighth house is the fortunate planet fortifying the aforementioned significators, the querent may receive an unexpected inheritance through the last will and testament of a deceased party or a larger portion of their wife's dowry, which they did not anticipate at the time of the question. They may also experience an unforeseen settlement in a country or region where their fortune will grow and prosper. If the lord of the ninth house confers virtue or favors the part of fortune, the lord of the second house, or the cusp of the second house, the querent may thrive through sea voyages, especially if Cancer or Pisces is on the cusp of the ninth house and the lord of that sign is located there, or if it involves the querent's wife's brothers, relatives, or neighbors. Alternatively, their fortune may come through the assistance of a religious person or minister who supports them in their vocation or calling. If an earth sign is on the cusp of the ninth house and the lord of that house is positioned there, the querent may prosper by moving to the region or coast indicated by the sign and quadrant of the heavens and engaging in trade related to the natural resources of that area, be it in a city or country. If the lord of the second house is fortunate in the 10th house, or the lord of the 10th house and the second house are in reception, or if the lord of the 10th house aspects the lord of the second house, the cusp of the second house, a planet within it, or the part of fortune, the querent should consider working in the service or employment of a king, prince, nobleman, or master. This will enable them to augment their estate or secure their subsistence. If the question comes from a young person with limited resources, they should pursue a mechanical trade aligned with the nature of the sign on the 10th house cusp and the ruling planet of that sign. For those educated and aspiring for promotion, they should expect an office or public position within the Commonwealth in any suitable capacity. And there you have it, dear listeners, the keys to unlocking the mysteries of wealth and fortune. As we conclude this enlightening journey, remember that these insights are but guides, offering glimpses into the vast possibilities written in the stars. If you found this exploration fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button, share this episode with fellow seekers of wisdom, and subscribe to the Lilly Lectures for more celestial revelations. Your support fuels our cosmic journey together. Until next time, may the stars guide you on your path to prosperity. I am William Lilly, and this is Christian Astrology.